With us this morning, sports broadcaster and commentator Jackie Oatley, Dominic King from the Daily Mail and Carl Anker from The Athletic. Right, let's get into it because it has been a topic of conversation with Premier League managers as well as with Arsenal all week, maybe all season. Set pieces, corners, grappling at set pieces, grappling at corners, the style of play in general. Dom, I'm going to start with you. The Sunday Times and Martin Samuel's piece is basically saying the greatest champions wanted to play, so why don't Arsenal? He says, play football. That is what is expected of the best. So when Fabian Hürzeler and others, he's far from a lone voice in the game, say that Arsenal do not, it rubs against our expectations of champions. That is where the backlash, the animosity comes from. The lofty ambitions of the makers of the modern Premier League, from Sir Alex Ferguson and Wenger to Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, have altered our take on how the best should play. We should premise this with the fact that they've scored 101 goals in all competitions so far this season. The majority of them, even though we focus on set pieces, have come from open play. I think 69 at last count. Is the narrative around Arsenal, set piece team, not great to watch? Is it a fair one?
Good morning, North London.
Come on.
It is a fair one, yeah. It's a very fair one. The debate that's being caused is absolutely valid. I, like many, watched the game against Chelsea last week, and I found myself walking out at times, out of the living room, because I just didn't like what I was seeing. The antics, the dragging, the grappling, the Declan Rice looking like Johnny Wilkinson when he's like taking it, hands up, setting himself, getting ready to put a corner in. Declan Rice has got a wonderful right foot, I should add. I don't like it. I don't like some of the things that they've done in terms of the tactics. And I'll say I don't like it, and I'll qualify all this, is because I think Arsenal have got it within them to be so much better and so much more expansive. We were talking about it off air before. I remember a game they played against Liverpool 2 years ago. They won 3-1 at the Emirates. They were breathtaking. I thought they were going to be champions that year. Fast, powerful, slick in their interchange. They've got it within them. What they were doing last week has opened up a totally valid debate, and the very fact that it's so widespread, that there's so many different people, it chimes with them, shows this isn't what we expect. Now, I know you're going to qualify this and say Arsenal fans will not care if they win the league, and rightly so. But to quote Arne Slot, to my football heart, I'm not enjoying seeing it.
But his football heart's not going to enjoy not winning the league, is it?
No.
And if Arsenal do win the league, actually say their fans are not going to care.
Can you do better than being top of the league?
He could do it so much better.
They're top of the league.
He could do it so much better.
But you mentioned it there, Dom, that you thought they were going to run away with it a couple of seasons ago, but they didn't.
No.
And so is that now a little bit of scar tissue that they've taken on now?
There shouldn't be. The managers work with Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola. Hang on a second. Can I finish?
Sure.
There's a misconception here about David Moyes, by the way.
Okay.
Because Mikel played this stuff that David Moyes played, defensive football, is an absolute nonsense. Mikel was a centre midfielder in that team that had Leighton Baines and Stephen Pienaar marauding down the left. That had great footballers. It's an absolute myth that David Moyes was a defensive coach at Everton. Just not true. Mikel as a player saw the game differently. He was always someone who was pushing boundaries in terms of, can we get better players in? Can we always keep developing that bit further? Can we be more expansive? That's what he wanted to be part of. He's worked with Pep Guardiola, who never, ever, ever alters his plan in terms of playing football, being stylistically. Yes, he might tinker with formations and whatever and do different ways of getting through it, but stylistically, he's attractive. Mikel has been schooled at Barcelona. He knows what good football is. And I wrote a piece last week. We did a debate in the Mail on Tuesday morning, Monday online. Nobody will tell me what I saw from Arsenal last Sunday was good football. Nobody. We can do the next 3 episodes, the next 3 sections of this. Nobody will tell me that was good football.
How did you think Chelsea played?
The same. And listen,
So are they not reacting to the opposition as well?
are you enjoying the football that you watch?
I'm not saying. What I'm trying to get to the bottom of here
Yeah.
is that there is this narrative around Arsenal just now that they aren't good to watch and they're a set-piece team. But is the same energy given to Arsenal when they do play well compared to now? Because it always seems to be, they played well, but...
That's a different question. That's a completely different question and a different debate. Because if you're a fair fan, if you're a fair observer, if you recognise good football, if you see a team break loose and score and play with panache and whatever, the first thing you'll do will give them credit. I seen Arsenal in sport in Lisbon last November. Martin Odegaard, he's one of the best footballers in Europe. He'd take your breath away. He's got everything. He's got every little trick in his book. He should be at the centre of that team painting pictures. He's beautiful to watch. I personally don't like some of the antics. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like the pulling. I don't like the grappling. I don't like what Mikel does in terms of the antics on the touchline. Where anybody watch the games, he'll take a step out of his technical area when the team is attacking down Arsenal's right. When the fullback comes over, Mikel's within the peripheral vision of the attacker. It makes it look like you're doubling up. It's gamesmanship. Arsenal's so much better than it.
Jackie,
Why are you smiling at me like
No.
You're enjoying your rants.
This is better than when we were off air. I'm just Jackie, look, the last 3 years they finished second. And some neutral observers will say they played some fantastic football in those last 3 seasons, but they didn't get over the line. But the narrative from that last 3 years is that Arsenal are bottlers. Now, they're trying a different way to try and get over the line, because it's always said, isn't it? Trying to just get that first title over the line is always the hardest one. It's been 22 long years since Arsenal have won this title. Is it just the case now, just get it done, and then maybe next season the shackles might come off if it is perceived that Arsenal aren't playing good football?
Yeah, I think they're using set pieces as a comfort blanket because they're exceptionally good at it and it's all part of the game, set pieces. But I think people are conflating the two issues. I think they're conflating the style of football with the grappling and etc. In terms of the grappling and set pieces, and other teams are doing it as well, that can be clamped down upon by referees awarding penalties for when the ball is in play. If Declan Rice's arms are still over a player, for example, when he's defending, then clamp down on that. Give a penalty for the handball or for the tackle. So there are laws of the game that referees just need to clamp down upon. And perhaps we can hear from PGMO, who I always tend to defend when I'm on this show, because nobody else does, frankly, and the referees, because it is a very difficult game. But I genuinely think there are laws in place to blow the whistle when the ball is in play. If somebody is grabbing a defender, just start giving penalties for that and it will stop. But because penalties are not being awarded, it doesn't. And also, get the ball in play more quickly. So